Shalom, family. Good to see everyone here. Hope you're doing well. I just want to give you a reminder that everything Batana sale is on. So you can get the oil and bottle and the oil in a jar for 30% off. That includes the 4-ounce bottle, 8-ounce bottle, 4-ounce jar, 8-ounce jar, and the bundle. So it's 30% off. So the discount is on Etsy, Shopify, and on TikTok as well. All right, y'all. We're going to talk about what Donald Trump said recently. He is only concerned about funding the war. He does not care about Medicare, Medicaid, or daycare. He does not want to pay for those things. He does not care. And he made that very clear. He said the states can take care of it. So don't bother Donald Trump about these things because he could care less. The only thing that matters as far as funding is concerned is this war. That's it. It's just a war. So if it's not for that, and I saw an article today how the Republicans want to pay the IDF. I was like, for what? They're not even over. That's a whole different country. We already pay our US soldiers, and you should pay them. They're defending the country. Why the hell do I want to pay some dudes over in a whole different nation? I said, boy, y'all are the biggest ass kissers on the face of the earth, right along with Donald Trump. You got your butt all up them people's ass over there in Israel. So, no, just like y'all say you don't want to spend your tax money on reparations, I don't want my tax money going to no IDF. Why should my tax dollars go to them? So, anyway, y'all, we're going to get into this. It is one of these things a lot of people are outraged about, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. So you don't care about taking care of the people here. You want to pour our money, which we don't have money, because remember, America's insolvent. So whatever little money that's there, he wants to take it and blow it all on a war. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I mean, it's shameful. This man got the country into a war that nobody wanted. And then on top of that, he got us involved in a war at a time America is bankrupt. There is no money. Okay. It's impossible to even cover debt. America don't have the money. But see, you know why we don't have the money? Because people that look like Donald Trump have primarily ran this country. Obama's just one person, and he certainly didn't do all of this. But all of you did, from the first president all the way up to Donald Trump. You're the ones that squandered the money, stole the money. And you can't tell me throughout all these centuries, these folks did not steal money. They have done nothing but steal money since they've been in power. That's all they have done. And they all steal money. They be stealing money even on these little corporation jobs all around the country. And they steal as politicians. So I guess there is no money left. And look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump is always looking for a payday. That's why the country don't have money. You can't be trusted to run the country. You can't be trusted, period. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to have to download this thing again. All right, let me see. All right, y'all. It's almost done. Um, so I just wanted to say this. Iran did another Lego video mocking Donald Trump's ultimatum. They're not even taking it seriously. And you know what else I was reading? You know, the Iranian people are trying to join the military in droves over there because they are sick and tired of Donald Trump and Netanyahu. They are trying to join. I said, it's the opposite over here. People are avoiding the military, but they are joining. They said they are ready to defend their country. They are ready. And Donald Trump and this ultimatum, they're not even taking him seriously. And I think it's because all the other times he made threats and then he backed off. So now the Iranian people are not even taking him serious. And they said, and even if they do something, they're ready, you know? So it's a lot of people speculating that they may try to use a nuke. There are some people that believe that ground troops may be hitting around 8 o'clock tonight, but Iran said whatever happens, they are ready. They are ready. So I guess they're as ready as they're ever going to be. So they don't seem to be too concerned about Donald Trump and all the stuff that he's saying. They're not concerned about it. I mean, what can they do but be prepared? And they said they've been preparing for this for 20 years. So we shall see. I'm going to try to look on the live streams tonight to see exactly what's happening over there at 8 p.m., according to Donald Trump. So we shall see. Yeah, well, they're pretty much laughing at him. That's what they're doing. Okay. Let's see where it is now. Okay, we're almost done. It's only like 10% left. But we'll see. But I don't have any confidence in Donald Trump. You know, you started this war and nothing good is going to come from it. America's not going to make no money from this war. And usually war does bring a lot of money, but they're not going to make no money from this war, y'all. It is just not going to happen. Okay. All right, here we go. Yep, here we go. All right, y'all. Let's get this show on the road. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Shalom to everybody in the chat. Thank you.
So everybody that heard about this and thought it was a rumor, it's true. Trump just submitted his new budget, and it calls for 40% increase in military spending and the slashing of social service programs. He said daycare, Medicaid, and Medicare. He said they don't have time to be trying to pay that no more. He said we can't afford that no more. We got to protect our country. We need to spend more on military right now. We at war. He said they can't do this no more on a federal level. They have to do this on a state basis. So each state need to increase their taxes or something. He say to be able to pay for these daycares and these Medicaid and Medicare. He say the country can't do that anymore. You see, I'm gonna do that on a state basis. That's what he said, y'all. He said we at war and we got 50 states. We can't be worrying about that stuff right there. We got one focus, and that's to protect this country. We at war. So I don't know what's about to happen, y'all. He put in his budget right now, and his budget is the call for an increase of 40% on military spending. We trying to protect this country. We're going to war right now. We at war. So I don't know, y'all. It's not a rumor. That's what he said. Now they did on the official White House YouTube site. They did take this down, but they posted. They did take that down. But you can go and look it up, and it's on other different spots that they do post. True Social, X. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go check it out, man. But that's what he said, man. We at war right now. We got bigger and better things to be focused on: daycare, Medicaid, and Medicare. If you didn't know, now you know. And knowing is half the battle. You already know. Be safe out there. Love y'all, man. Thank me later.
For some of you that didn't catch this, I want you to know that this is personally offensive. Donald Trump says government can't afford to take care of Medicare. Wrong, Donald Trump. We can't afford Republicans that don't know how to take care of Medicare. I've paid into Medicare for 50 years. And if you can't get it straight, move along and let people that can get it right, get it right. I'm tired of Republicans saying we can't do this, we can't do that. That's all you guys say. Can't. And I'm tired of it. We're all tired of it. And we all want our Medicare. No matter what you think, no matter what you say, every single American wants their Medicare because they paid for it. So the best idea is for Republicans to move along and let Democrats show you exactly how to do it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and follow for more.
What's up, folks? So President Trump finally said the thing out loud that his policies had been indicating for a long time. Check out this clip from the president.
The United States can't take care of daycare. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things. They can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing, military protection.
We don't have money for your health care or your child care because we are too busy fighting wars that nobody asked for, fighting wars with no clear objectives, killing thousands of people, hurting the pockets of millions of people. We don't have time or money for your health care. And it really connects with the budget that he and his people put out this past Friday, April 3rd, which showed them asking for a 40% increase in the defense budget, while slashing critical programs like housing-focused programs, healthcare focused programs, climate focused programs in order to pay for more bombs and missiles. You have a decision to make come November. You can decide if you want to continue to give this president a blank check or if you want to take back control, put folks in office who actually prioritize your healthcare and your affordability and your child care and the things that are of such importance for everyday Americans. Anybody trying to fight no war with Iran? For what? We're not trying to have these endless wars. And yet we have a warmonger in chief who doesn't care if you have enough food on your plate, doesn't care if your healthcare bankrupts you. He's used to bankruptcies. He's filed quite a few himself. Doesn't care if the temperatures get so hot that our country is on fire, as we're dealing with another fire here in California right now. Just cares about making himself and his friends rich, fighting endless wars, and cutting your healthcare. You have a decision to make. All right, folks. I'll see you next time.
Of all this, the president in recent days told the gathering at the White House that in his view, because of the 50 states, quote, it's not possible for us to take care of daycare, Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things. He argues the federal government shouldn't have to pay for those programs because, quote, we have to take care of one thing, military protection.
That's nonsense. And that's not what any of us want. We don't want to be fighting foreign wars while you're taking away our health care.
Could a state even pay for Medicaid and Medicare, daycare without federal assistance?
So many of the decisions that this White House is making, they are making with a clear understanding that no state has a budget to say, okay, well, we'll just take on healthcare or we'll just take on food insecurity. We saw that happen last year when the president of the United States broke the law in order to cut SNAP. In fact, we sued them and we won and we beat him in court on this.
But it sounds like he's going to try again, though.
And he did try again. He actually tried to appeal the fact, through a temper tantrum because because the judges told him that actually, no, you need to pay for food assistance for people. And what we ended up doing is in Maryland, I actually took $63 million out of our fiscal responsibility fund, which is a fund that is made up of capital gains taxes. And I said, well, I'm not going to let the people of my state go hungry because Washington is having a food fight. And so we made sure that SNAP and SNAP benefits were not going to be cut for the people of Maryland. But it is a deeply unfair ask to ask states and or governors, because we do things that the federal government has never done. We actually balance our budgets. And it is an unfair ask to ask us to take on what should be a joint responsibility because the federal government has decided to stop doing its job.
As you know, President Trump has vowed to launch devastating strikes if the Strait of Hormuz is not reopened. What is Iran's official positions towards such threats?
Iranians are not going to be swayed by such
care and health care. I thought the president of the United States is supposed to take care of its people first. I thought the president of the United States, even if we have to fight a war, understood that what happens at the home is just as important. Take care of your citizens, the kids, the elderly, the people who are sick. But he's saying the quiet part out loud because let's be truthful. Washington really does not care about us. They don't care about kids. If they did, they would have done something. Sandy, that's all I'm going to say. Look it up. Sandy H. That's it. This is the quiet part. At least he said it. So now we know exactly that the war is what they always wanted. Project 2025. This is what you voted for. You cannot complain. How, unfortunately, it involves all of us. All of us will be affected by this. Yeah, it feels like 4 years, but it hasn't even been one. Damn.
Is the program for health insurance for seniors. There's like 30 or 40 million seniors on Medicare, and Trump wants to get rid of it. Also, I love the part where he says, we could just raise taxes. Oh, okay, Grandpa, we're going to raise taxes and get rid of Medicare. A big surprise the White House took this video down. We got an election in November, by the way, folks. This is not good for Republicans. Help me make a difference. Make sure to share and follow.
Economy was not in the place you would want it to be to go to war. Our economy is just not strong enough right now. And the war efforts are not increasing jobs like you thought it would. It's not ramping up production here. It's not really helping the economy grow, which is why you need Congress's approval to make sure this is something that isn't going to have a negative impact on the nation. The war in Iran, clearly with the oil prices making gas prices skyrocket, which will make everything else more expensive, is having a negative impact on the nation. This is why you confer with Congress and other experts before you go to war. But all of that logic and all of that common sense just eluded our current administration. So now we are outright saying the United States government doesn't have time to take care of its people because it needs to go to war. This is kind of the worst place you want your government to be because they're admitting that they will not be taking care of you. But they kind of made that clear already, and I'm still not sure why the MAGA supporters are still supporting this, because the president is telling you, we are not here to take care of you or your elders, your grandparents, your aunts, your older aunts, and your children. We don't care about any of them, but we are going to put in a draft for your 18 to 25-year-old boys, especially. So I don't know how much more the U.S. economy can take of this, but I'm hoping, much like with the removal of Pam Bondi and Kristi Noem, that more people are removed. But at this point, the whole administration would have to go to salvage any financial standing of the United States within the country, not like internationally, just within the country, because they're not doing anything to benefit the people, which they're now telling you. Y'all have a good day.
So Trump just said that it is impossible for him to take care of Medicare, Medicaid, and daycare. MAGA is so fucking stupid, okay? He is taking all of our money. He's taking every last dollar of the federal government and he's giving it to himself and his friends. He's cutting Medicare and Medicaid from the federal government. Watch. That's what he's telling us. And he doesn't believe in affordable daycare. So every time they want to force a woman to have a freaking baby that she doesn't want to have, and they want to tell people to have kids they can't afford and then yell at them when they can't afford to feed them, this is what he's doing. He keeps telling us out loud. And I cannot believe that MAGA thought for 1 second that he was going to do anything to make our lives better. He's stealing our money every single day. And it's only going to get worse. He's now having our sons and daughters in a war losing their lives So there's that. You MAGA, you suck. I cannot stand you people. You fell for it. We told you. You could not be more stupid.
So the president gets on national television and says that there's no money for childcare, there's no money for Medicaid, Medicare, and we have money, billions of dollars for war, but we don't have money for those things to help American people. Let that shit sink in. We too busy fighting for our lives every fucking day. Millions of us living paycheck to paycheck. Have people that fight each other on a daily. We fight our family members on a daily, bitch. We fight our jobs on a daily. So you think we want to fight with a war? Please.
Medicaid, we're not going to do anything with that. Medicare, Medicaid, none of that stuff is going to be touched. We're not cutting Medicaid. We're not changing Medicaid. Here's what I want on Medicaid. We're not touching anything. Just as I promised, there will be no cuts. It won't be read my lips anymore. We're not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. It's not possible for us to take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things, they can do it under state. We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state take care of daycare, and they should pay for it too. They should pay. They have to raise their taxes, but they should pay for it. And we could lower our taxes a little bit to them to make up, but it's not possible for us to take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things, they can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing, military protection. We have to guard the country. But all these little things, all these little scams that have taken place, you have to let states take care of them, Russell, and you have to do it. Medicaid, we're not going to do anything with that. Medicare, Medicaid, none of that stuff is going to be touched. We're not cutting Medicaid. We're not changing Medicaid. Here's what I want on Medicaid. We're not touching anything. Just as I promised, there will be no cuts. It won't be read my lips anymore. We're not going to touch it.
You know, it's Easter. It's freaking Easter. I just want to go to church, go drop off my donations at Goodwill, okay, and go about my day. But you know what? How am I seeing this article? Okay. I'm tired of anyone who says this is a Republican against Democrat bullshit thing. Like, it doesn't matter what political party you are on. It doesn't matter what your race is. Okay? There's people of both sides that utilize these services. And we're continuing a war that we do not want and take away money from things that help people live here, okay? To put more money to blow up other things in other people's countries. This page is the first time I've actually really openly talked about all these things that just freaking piss me off, because I really don't talk about this stuff. I don't. But it pisses me off that where our priorities are as a nation, and well, really, I don't think it's a nation thing. I really think it's our government thing. And I don't even know if this video is going to even post, because every time I talk about the government, videos don't post. At the bottom line, we have to understand, if we keep treating the last citizen, okay, because like the top cannot be great without the last. Let's just be real about this. I know there's some people that are going to be like, I don't know, they can do whatever they want. Listen, if the last person on the totem pole, okay, in this little grand scheme you got going on, to the powers that be, if they can't physically be healthy enough to show up to the basic job, I mean, granted, they want to replace us with all AI and robots anyways, how is everything going to sustain itself? I really want people that are making these decisions to really think about this, and just everyone just think about this, okay? If we get rid of healthy people, they can't spend money on other things. If we get rid of people that have jobs, they can't spend money on other things. Those other things are the things that help our society continue to flow. This is just telling me that they really don't care about our health and our well-being. And I mean, like, I already knew that. I mean, half the stuff that's FDA approved can unalive you anyways. So I just wish we would stop yelling at each other from different political sides and just come together and realize how messed up this is.
Well, sis, there is no coming together in this country. It's never been a united country. They never lived up to their name, and it's not going to happen now. The bottom line is they want everybody out here walking around with no health care. So it doesn't matter if you're a newborn or an elderly person. They don't want to fund any health care, any daycare. You have to struggle and get that stuff yourself. Look at all this inflation. The average person could never, if they lose their Medicare or Medicaid or even daycare, a lot of these people won't be able to function anymore. Will ultimately kill a lot of people without their health insurance. Some of these people have conditions. They need that health insurance in order to survive. And it just goes to show you he does not care. He doesn't care what your survival is. We are dealing with high gas prices, high food, and now you're trying to rip away Medicaid, Medicare, and daycare? This is definitely not good, and, I tell you what, if the government stops funding this and stop caring about it, America will be gone in no time. It will be gone in no time. You don't have to worry about no war, just those acts alone will have a horrible toll on the country. Sharjay, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, so we don't have to pay federal taxes since the states have to fund programs. Oh, no, see, you paying the IRS, your taxes, oh, that's a whole different issue. But Donald Trump and his rich friends are just a bunch of crooks, and they are cleaning the clock of America. They are. They need that money for themselves. They don't care about nobody else. And Donald Trump even was talking about suing, I think, for $200 billion because he lost the election in 2020. Don't nobody owe your ass nothing, Donald Trump, for losing an election. Don't nobody owe your ass nothing. You know, most people that lose elections, eventually they just go on about their business. They don't expect to get paid. So, y'all, I got my next live coming up at 1:45. So I'm going to check that video and make sure it's uploaded right and everything before we get started. So I hope everybody is doing okay out here, because Donald Trump has no intentions on making life better or easier for a living soul out here other than himself and his rich buddies. If you're not in that crowd, he doesn't care how bad you're struggling out here. He don't give a damn. He don't care. They think our tax paid money is their personal bank account. That's what these folks think. So I will see you at 1:45. Shalom, family.